Alright, okay, let's look at this problem. So, events A and B are independent. The question already mentioned that the events of A and B are independent. And given the probability of A is 0.3 and the probability of B is 0.5. Find all the probability here. So before you finding all this, you must always remember that in my video lesson, when I talk about independent event, I have talked about, let's say, if you say that events A and B are independent, right? Independence means what? They will follow the multiplication rule. They will follow the multiplication rule. So, but if events A and B are not independent, if they are not independent, they will not follow this rule. They will not follow this formula, right? But since they already tell you that events A and B are independent, so then you know that this will be follow the rule here. And not only event A and B will follow this rule, or even probability of A and complement of B, complement of A, complement of B, or complement of A with B, all is independent, alright? All is independent. And you can using this formula, alright? So now to find the probability of A intersect with B, so you can just take the 0.3 multiply with 0.5, alright? Which give you 0.15. As simple as that, alright? So, all this is for part A. So you see, actually you need to watch the video. You must watch the video that when I talk about the independent event. Go and find a video that when I talk about independent event, there are two parts of the video. Alright? So B. So means that probability of A union B. We use the addition law of probability. So which is probability of A plus with probability of B minus with probability of A intersect with B, right? Probability of A is given to be 0.3, right? 0.3, B 0.5 minus with 0.15 intersect, right? So you have 0.8, right? Minus with 0.15, which give you 0.65. Alright, this is A union B. Alright, A union B. Right, let's move on with part C. Right, okay. Let's continue with part C. So, you can apply two formula, right? You can apply the formula of probability of A minus with probability of A intersect B. Right, you can apply this formula because why? You want A, you don't want the one share with B, right? Refer to the video about talking about this formula. You just about PA minus the PA intersect B, right? Just take 0.3 minus with 0.15, right? Still, you were getting 0.15, right? You were getting 0.15. So because the probability of A given is 0.3 and 0.15, or because I tell you that these cases here, event A and B are independent. So why don't you just apply the multiplication rule, right? Means that you can write this way. You can write this way. Okay? Please listen to what Mr. Tan said. I have tell you that events and A and B are independent. If they are not independent, this formula cannot. Tak boleh pakai. So probability of A, right? Probability of A is 0.3, right? 0.3. What is B prime? What is B prime? B prime means complement of B. Complement of B will be 1 minus with probability of B. So which gives you 0.5. So for your information also, complement of A will be 1 minus 0.3, which gives you 0.7. You just 1 minus that, right? Because, okay, so this one is also 0.5. If you multiply, you are still getting 0.15. The answer will be still the same if you apply both. So I do again for you D. For D, so it's probability of A prime intersect with B prime, right? Method 1, all right? Method 1, we can use De Morgan rule. All right, method 1, we can use De Morgan rule. How to apply that? So very simple. De Morgan rule, you can convert this to become probability of A. Rewrite this. You can take out the complement, and this become A, and the intersection become union. The complement of B become B. And this is the same as 1 minus B A union with B, right? Complement of events A union B. So 1 minus A, probability of A union B, which is just now is found to be 0.65, right? 0.65. So from the result, part B just now, 1 minus 0.65, you were getting 0.35, and this is your answer, right? This is your answer. So what I mean by method 2, right? This is method 1. So the method 2 will be, you can apply the concept of independent events. So if event A and B are independent, definitely event A prime intersect with B prime. The events of complement of A and the event of complement of B also will be independent. These two also independent, right? That's why you can apply the rule here. So which is equals to probability of A prime multiply with probability of B prime. So this is what's special in this question. A prime, right? 0.7. So you can take 0.7 multiply with 0.5, right? 0.5. After you multiply 0.7 times 0.5, you were getting 0.35, right? The result will still be the same, even though you apply method 1 and method 2. But you must know that method 2 is only applicable when the two events are independent. Alright, how about part E, right? So how about part E, right? Okay, you have understand the concept of A and B are independent. So if A and B are independent, you have to understand that the probability of A given B will be the same as the probability of A. Or we say that the probability of B given A is the same as the probability of B. This is happen when the event A and B are independent. And it's also happen to be the same when A prime given B, it will be the same as the probability of A prime. Alright? It will be the same. So it means that probability of A prime given with B prime, all this will be, if this two is independent, all this will be independent also. Alright? So it will be same as the probability of A prime. Alright? And many more, right? As long as it's involving A and B, alright? Either they are complement or no complement, they are always independent to each other when A and B are independent. So means that E, so the answer will be PA given B will be the same as the probability of A, right? This is only happen when they are independent. So probability of A is given to be 0.3. Very simple, right? Just state. So the probability of A prime given B prime will be the same as the probability of A prime, which is 0.7, right? So it must be the same as the probability of A prime. So this question is just want to mention that if events A and B are independent, the way of doing this might be different. Alright? Okay, hope you understand.